What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your Monday night so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and this is the BKN Game Recap for the Brooklyn Nets as they played tonight in Game 2 of their first round series against the Philadelphia 76ers down at Wells Fargo Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And this was pretty much a tale of two halves, honestly. This is a tale of two halves. The first half, the Nets were having their shots fall. This is I'm just very frustrated because the Nets were rolling in the first half. They were not missing many 3-point shots, but just read some quotes from Billy Reinhart, who covers the Nets. Discouraging signs for the Nets that led to these offensive options. Since April 1st, 3-point shot shooting. Bridges is 19%, 9 of 48. Spencer Dinwiddie, 22%, 7 of 32. BKN's offensive attacks start with these two, and they desperately need to hit threes to compete with Philly. Plain simple. These guys are not hitting their 3-point shots at all. And most discouraging part about this loss today, the Nets played well in one facet of the game on Saturday, and they played terrible in the other. And then today, they went the exact opposite. Whereas they were playing great offensively in Game 1, but they couldn't play a lick of defense. And then tonight, their defense was a lot better, but they couldn't play a lick of offense. And the Nets ended up falling tonight. After they led at halftime by 5 points, the Nets offense just couldn't get it going in the second half, and they fall in this game, in Game 2, against the 76ers by the final score of 96-84. And the Nets are now down 0-2 in this series, heading back to Brooklyn on Thursday. So Spencer Dinwiddie and Mikal Bridges have really just... Spencer Dinwiddie has not been good this series. In his first two games, Dinwiddie has been awful. He had 12 points on the night, but shot 5 of 14 from the field and only shot 3 3-point shots and made one of them in 41 minutes. Mikal Bridges shot 6 of 15 from the court. He was not great shooting. 2 of 8 from the 3-point line. He did get to the line 9 times, made 7 of them. He had 7 assists and 5 rebounds, but turned the ball over 3 times. And the Nets actually did a better job taking care of the ball this game than they did in the first game, where they had 9 turnovers, so they pretty much cut their turnovers deficit in half. Went from 19 in the first game down to 9. Bridges had 21 points. Cam Johnson was the star of this game in the first half. He was lighting it up from the court for 23 points in the first half. But in the second half, his shot wasn't falling as easily as in the first half. He finished with 28 points and 4 rebounds, 2 steals overall. He did commit 3 personal fouls on 11 of 19 shooting and 5 and 11 shooting from the 3-point line for 41 minutes overall. The Nets bench did virtually nothing offensively. They were as cold can be. Royce O'Neal, he's been miserable so far off the bench for the Nets. He went 2 for 11 tonight shooting, and he finished with 6 points. 2 for 9 from the 3-point line. 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. He had 5 personal fouls in 36 minutes. Joe Harris has been a no-show. In 13 minutes, 0 for 2 from the court. And he had 1 rebound and 2 steals with 1 turnover and 1 foul for 0 points. And Seth Curry, he actually didn't have a terrible shooting night. 9 points, 4 assists, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line, 3 of 8 from the court in 20 minutes. And so far, to me, you could easily say Spencer Dinwiddie is the biggest disappointment so far in the series. To me, it's Nicolas Claxton. The Nets have gotten virtually nothing so far in the series from Nicolas Claxton. That's the part that really hurts me the most with the Brooklyn Nets, is Claxton has been virtually a no-show in this game. Period. It sucks, but Claxton has pretty much done nothing. I mean, in Game 1, Claxton only scored 5 points, but he did have 3 blocks and 10 rebounds. I mean, that's the positive if you want to even like think about a positive so far this series. And then tonight he had six rebounds, but he had no block shots and he didn't even score a bucket. Did not even score a point in this game. I mean, if you need Claxton to play a lot better than he did tonight. Claxton had 0 points in 21 minutes, 0 for 2 from the field, 1 turnover, 3 personal fouls. You need Claxton to play a lot better than he did tonight. And it was a very big disappointment. Claxton, O'Neal, Dinwiddie, Finney-Smith, Harris, all of them have been no-shows so far this series. And Curry is not getting enough shots. Bridges, bless his heart, he's playing the best he can, but his three-point shooting has not been anywhere as good as it was for that stretch he had before. Dinwiddie's shot has been off. Dinwiddie has not played well at all. The Nets shot abysmal, 31% from the three-point line and 38% from the court. They did get out-rebounded in this game, 56-33. I can't even count the amount of times that the Brooklyn Nets couldn't rebound the basketball in this game. I mean, they just got absolutely destroyed again on the boards. Assists, though, they did lead in assists, 24-21. Sixers, actually, the funniest part about this is the Nets and the Sixers sort of reverse roles in terms of the turnover department. Sixers ended up turning the ball over 19 times, and the Nets turned it over 9. Sixers had more personal fouls, 22-20. The rebounding department killed them, and the Nets had absolutely zero answer for Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris. Both those guys shot the lights out of the ball. Harris, 8 for 14 for the Sixers, 20 points and 12 rebounds. He had a double-double. And Maxey was on fire, 13 of 23 for 33 points. Nets had no answer for either one of them. James Harden did not have a good game tonight. He went 3 for 13 and turned it over 5 times, and he only had 8 points. And Joel Embiid was a non-factor in the first half. Second half, he really started to make his presence known in the game. He had 20 points, 19 rebounds, and 7 assists, along with 3 blocks and a steal. But he had 8 turnovers. It was a tale of two halves for the Nets. And they didn't even shoot the ball that great from the three-point line either. They shot at 31%. Both teams shot at 31% from the court, from the three-point line. But they got to the line 16 times and made 81%. Nets got to the line 17 times and made 64%. That's another X factor. The Sixers made their free throws, the Nets didn't. And now the Nets have to wonder, what the hell are we going to do? Is it time for Jacque Vaughn, who has been steadfast on his lineup this entire time so far? I think it might be time for Jacque Vaughn to dust off a guy like Cam Thomas a little bit more. Day'Ron Sharpe did not even play. Yuta Watanabe did not play. Edmund Sumner did not play. Is it time to dust off some of these younger players and see if they can make some type of impact for this team and give this team a jolt? Because you're getting virtually nothing right now from Joe Harris. You're getting virtually nothing from Seth Curry. And you're getting virtually nothing from Royce O'Neal so far in this series. The Nets bench has been dismal. Dinwiddie has been horrible. Claxton has not been great. If it's not, the only 2 guys that have been really showing up for the most part has been Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. Nobody else on this team has really been playing well on this team so far. And the Nets right now have to ponder, what are we going to do now going back to Barclays Center? Like, what are we going to do for an answer at Barclays Center against this Philadelphia 76ers team that has pretty much been controlling this series so far? And if Bridges and Dinwiddie are not able to hit their threes, same thing with Cam Johnson and Royce O'Neal, like I mentioned before, this Nets team is predicated on the three-point shot. And if they can't hit threes, we are in serious trouble. Period. The Nets can't hit three-point shots, we're in trouble. And they could not do it tonight. That's why I'm scratching my head. I have to scratch my head and wonder what happened with this team. I mean, it sucks. It really sucks. I mean, what can I say? This was a bad loss. This wasn't even a bad loss. This was a abysmal loss. I mean, the fact that you had control of this game in the first half and you just absolutely fell apart in the second half like they did. Now what are we going to do going into this? What are we going to do now going into the third game of the series on Thursday with our backs against the wall, down 0-2? Jacque Vaughn might have to make some adjustments going into this third game. He might. Because what he's doing right now is not working. So I think Jacque Vaughn's got to start doing some adjustments. But we'll see. It's a bitter pill to swallow because I really thought the Nets were controlling this game in the first half, making better shot selections. They were knocking down their threes. Their defense looked a lot more sturdy, and it seemed like the wheels started coming off in the middle of the third quarter going into the fourth quarter. Sixers just started getting that momentum going, and like I mentioned, it wasn't Joel Embiid as much, and it wasn't even James Harden. It was Tyrese Maxey. It was DeAnthony Melton. It was Tobias Harris. It was Paul Reed. It was those secondary players for the Philadelphia 76ers that were making plays. And for the Nets, if it wasn't two guys named Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, nobody else really was consistently doing anything for this team. And the first guys I look at are Spencer Dinwiddie, Nicolas Claxton, Dorian Finney-Smith, Royce O'Neal, Seth Curry, and Joe Harris. None of these six players have been playing consistent, and they've been all underperforming so far. Seth Curry's been the closest one that has been playing pretty well. Otherwise, that underperforming. But you guys let me know in the comment section how you feel. I know I sound deflated. I am. This loss sucked tonight. But what do you guys think about tonight's Brooklyn Nets loss to the Philadelphia 76ers by the final score of 96-84? Sixers lead the series now, 2-0, heading back to Barclays Center on Thursday. Hit that like button and give a sub to NYGJeffyT85. More news updates, chatter, and game recaps around the Brooklyn Nets. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you thought about tonight's, let's just be honest, deflating loss for the Brooklyn Nets against the Philadelphia 76ers. And if you think this Nets team has any chance going into Game 3, and if they can maybe crawl and get some gumption back, at least going back home, see if they can come back in this series at home against the Philadelphia 76ers on Thursday afternoon at Barclays Center. Or if you think this series is a wrap. If you think this series is a wrap and they think the Sixers might end up winning this series in 4 or 5, throw it in the comment section. Be honest. Be real. Think with your heart and think with your realistic mind. Because I don't know what to think right now. I said this series was going to be a lot closer. Right now I look dead wrong. Sixers look like easily the better team by far. But let me know in the comment section what you thought about tonight's game. And of course, hit that like button and give a sub to NYGJeffyT85. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Monday night. Take it easy and let's go Brooklyn Nets. As always, it's a Nets world and we're all just living in it.